Hi guys, welcome to OrangeTalk. We're going to discuss the Dutch national team today with Sahbi and Papimento. Guys, welcome. All right, so guys, we played 3 games so far in the group stage. We won 3, 9 points. We're going to win the European Championships, right?
For sure.
Actually, yes. Why not?
Why not? All right, guys, I just want your first, let's talk about the Dutch team for a bit. Now we know we're through. Your first impressions about the 3 games we played. So we played against Ukraine, we played against Austria and North Macedonia. Papimento, your take on how you saw these games. Which players stood out for you?
To be honest, Juan, till now, I'm kind of impressed with how the Dutch team is performing. I mean, together with Italy, one of the only ones that really won all 3 games. They were dominant. They scored a lot of goals. Versus Ukraine, they also conceded twice. But they were dominating most of the game, and those 2 goals were just mistakes, I guess. It can happen.
Didn't Belgium win all 3 as well?
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But France, for instance, drew against Hungary. So, anything can happen. And you can also see it as you already won twice, and the 3rd game doesn't matter as much, and they still gave it them all to win it, So, yeah, I'm impressed. And if you look at how they progressed towards this tournament, I was expecting far worse. So even though they're playing less strong opponents now, I didn't expect them to win them all so easily.
All right. Sahbi, your take on this one.
Well, am I impressed? Yeah, definitely. But not impressed because of the way they played. I'm more impressed because they won games. At first, I was really negative. I think the majority of the Dutch fans were negative. They wouldn't even thought about progressing to the next round. So from that perspective, I'm definitely impressed. We should take into account that we played against simple football countries. I mean, Ukraine, okay, but we're talking about North Macedonia. We're talking about Austria. Come on. We should at least, it should be by default that we got the 9 points. We should not be impressed at all.
Yeah, but look, like Papimento said, France played against Hungary, 1-1.
Yeah, true, but it's the way they played. I mean, France, they have terrific players, but the way they play, the tactics is terrible. I mean, it's because of the coach.
Very defensive, right?
Exactly, yeah. Reactive. And that's basically also what the Dutch team plays. They play really reactive. And I mean, that's why I'm a bit impressed. They scored a lot of goals. I think 9 goals, more or less, in this group stage. So they did well. I think the defense did well. 8. Okay. So and thanks.
Sorry,
no problem. So and the defense did a great job, but there's still a lot of room for improvements.
Yeah,
definitely.
Can I just?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Juan, just wanted to say, look, I know that the Dutch squad also plays reactive kind of style, but on the ball, we are strong and we know how to build up. That's something you don't see as easily with France.
No.
Like Blind's passing through the lines is amazing. Frankie is world-class when coming under pressure and trying to get out of that pressure. De Ligt is a world-class defender. So we do have world-class players in there. It's not all bad.
Definitely.
And if they can reach their potential, I see the Dutch squad going far, man.
And that's what I wanted to go. I mean, we got the players, and the formation doesn't even matter. I mean, 3-5-2, 5-3-2, 4-3-3. I mean, I'm fond of 4-3-3, but in any system that we play, in any formation, there's one big problem that this team has, and that's the rest defense. There is so much space between the midfield and the back line, or the midfield and the attackers. If you see Wijnaldum or Frenkie de Jong, I would be surprised if they ran less than 10 kilometers the game. I think it's by ease 11 or more. I mean, they keep on running from attack to defense. And that's not because they want to do this. It's because there's too much space. The defenders don't, I mean, either they are afraid or Frank de Boer is telling them to stay behind. And then the midfielders, they don't know whether to stay behind or to help the attack. The attackers keep on staying at the front. So there's too much space. And you could see that in the game against Ukraine, Austria, even North Macedonia. The counters, they created chances. And how did these chances develop? Solely because we lost the ball. And from there on, it was one simple pass to the attackers, and then a one-on-one. There was a one-on-one chance against the goalkeeper. And against top-tier football teams like France or Portugal or Germany, because it's possible that we will play against those countries, I don't see us winning.
Yeah, Papimento, can I just say one thing? I agree partially with you, Sahbi. I think the rest defense is an issue, but it's not because the space is big when we're defending. The space
no, it's when we're attacking. When we're attacking, I'm talking about when we're attacking.
And
when we lose the ball.
Exactly, and what happens is we lose the ball too many times. And especially in the cases where in the 5-3-2 you see Memphis. I mean, I'm not going to blame Memphis, but it happens a lot of times. Memphis comes in the midfield, he gets the ball, but he loses the ball, and then we're very vulnerable. That's the situation in which we're very vulnerable.
Exactly, and also Martin de Roon, who gets the ball, but then loses as well.
Yeah, so if he's pressed,
that's his main default. He's not able to play in short spaces or not able to act quickly, just like Frankie de Jong. But who does?
Correct.
But look, you also have to credit them, because if you look at Wijnaldum yesterday, for instance, the backtracking he did. If we lost the ball, it was in a very high pace. So he was doing okay. I just think you don't make up that kind of distance if you're playing a bigger team. That's the only thing, Macedonia wasn't countering properly in the second half either anymore.
No, but that's because we changed into a 4-3-3,
yeah, and it looked better, but It's not only the formation that made it look better. It's also Macedonia that didn't have the stamina, I think, or the quality to really pursue what they did in the first half.
Yeah, no, true. No, there were some players who really stood out. I mean, Wijnaldum stood out this whole tournament. I mean, and there's absolutely one player who stood out of all of the players. That's, of course, Frankie. He's absolutely marvelous. But the defense did also great. I mean, Timber, De Ligt, De Vrij, Blind with his cross passes, they did a terrific job. So the only players that really needs to step up is Depay. He's doing okay, but he can do a lot more. And I mean, Gravenberch was also not that great against North Macedonia, but I would play him either way and let de Roon on the bench.
Yeah.
But I mean, we
Malen?
Malen was great. I mean,
so you would pick him over Weghorst as well?
Yeah, without a doubt.
But you as well?
Yeah, I would start with him. Look, maybe you can bring him or Luc de Jong as to break open a game if it doesn't work out in a very defensive kind of team, against a very defensive kind of team, that you need a little bit more height for crossing and stuff like that. But to start a game, I would always start with Malen, because you saw in the counterattack versus Macedonia how important that can be, in just moments going to the other side of the pitch and getting that goal. And, we have a lot of players, I'm going to mention two, that have two sides to them, right? Blind, exceptional on the ball, but terrible in the defense in open space. Yeah. And we have Memphis Depay, almost always involved with a goal or an assist, but is also the one that annoys you the most because comes into the midfield, loses the ball in critical areas, and gets you in a lot of trouble. So, but those players are also to be mentioned because they're very important and they can be the extra that the Dutch squad needs going further.
For me, Daley Blind needs to be praised. I do agree with you. Pavimento defensively in the open space, he's very vulnerable. We know this. Also at Ajax, we know this as well. But he's such a surplus for the team in the build-up play. I mean, you see it already when he plays or he doesn't play. I remember the game we played one half. It was the last game, I think, against Georgia. Was it Georgia? He played only one half, right? You already saw the difference between the first half and the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a huge difference. But coming back, I had another question because you touched upon it. You guys would play with Malen and keep Gravenberg for the next game. Now we know, and Sahbi said that as well, there is a realistic chance that we will play the groups. The teams in the group stage that are Germany, France, Portugal, or maybe even Hungary. We cannot count them out actually, but. If we play, I mean, let's say we play Portugal. Portugal is also a team that likes to sit back a little bit more. De Boer said yesterday after the match of Macedonia, maybe he said that just to please us, but he said, I will look at each opponent and then I will make my choice whether I play Weghorst or Malen. So if we play Portugal, let's say Portugal is the next one, should we consider in the defensive team playing Weghorst?
No. Always play.
Oh, sorry, go Sam.
No, I will always play Malen, especially if you look at Portugal in this example. We got Pepe, who is in the center back. He doesn't have that speed at the back. If we play Malen and we play a bit reactive, I mean, we would wait for the ball. One pass of Frankie or Memphis or Wijnaldum could bring Malen into an open space and perhaps one-on-one against keeper.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Malen has also terrific passes. Did you see his pre-assists on the goal? Well, he has that. He's smart. He's a smart thinker, and that's a player who should always be always in the first 11, in my opinion. Definitely.
Okay.
I just want to say this though. If we look at Wout Weghorst and I look at Luc de Jong and Malen has a specialty, his speed. Luc de Jong has a specialty, his headers. I haven't seen a specialty of Wout Weghorst yet. I know he should be very clinical in the box, but we play too far from the box for him to really show his specialty maybe. So that's why I'm not really fan of Weghorst to be a starter.
Yeah.
To break things open, maybe, why not? But I will.
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
I wanted to say also one thing. There was news also. I mean, we're recording this on a Tuesday, just for people to know. So there was news today that Luc de Jong is now injured. He has an issue with his knee. So maybe, I don't know how severe it is, but if he's not available anymore for this tournament, do you think that also might change the role of Weghorst in the tournament? Because he doesn't have a pinch hitter anymore in Luc de Jong.
Yeah, might be. I mean, Wout Weghorst should be seen as the pinch hitter, I guess, together with Luc de Jong. Look, we don't have another Malen, right? Luc de Jong and Wout Weghorst are kind of the same player in that sense.
Indeed. Right. And I would never, I mean, I would always keep Malen if we had to score a goal. You could just put Weghorst in and get the defender out. That's it. I mean, from the board already stated, we will stick with the 5-3-2 formation or 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. What I would do is I would play the 5-3-2 formation identically as what we have done against North Macedonia. If you are one up, leave it as it is. If we are still after the first half, if we're still in a draw or we are 1 or 2 goals behind, easily change to a 4-3-3 formation. We got sufficient players who knows the system, who are familiar with the system. We even got the captains stating that they would love to play the 4-3-3. That's what they want to play instead of the 5-3-2 formation.
Yeah,
it can easily be changed, and we can surprise the opponent in the second half. So maybe that's a good solution for.
But the Boer showed us against Macedonia that he did switch it to 4-3-3. So he is experimenting a little bit with that. He didn't say goodbye to it completely.
No, but he will start with the 5-3-2. That's basically what he will do. Yeah.
So
he also mentioned that formation doesn't really matter, and in an attacking kind of sense, they were still playing 5-3-2.
Well, I don't agree with him.
Yeah,
I don't agree
me
with
neither.
people that say that because look, Dumfries is having one of his best tournaments, or actually his best games in his career. Why is that? It's because of the formation.
Yeah, true.
Because it
relieves him of the defensive duties.
Yeah, because in the 4-3-3, he wouldn't have the same impact going up front than the wing back position in the 5-3-2.
Yeah. Exactly, but I just wanted to say one thing though, because I heard Sahbi saying Gravenberch should play instead of De Roon. Look, if you play against Portugal and stuff, I think De Roon should be the option. Gravenberch didn't play great yesterday, and you need a more defensively oriented player, kind of Alvarez type, that you can pressure and put the pressure on the defensive side.
Come on, we're not going to
break down the counters.
We're not going to compare De Roon with Alvarez, man. Let's go. Come on.
No, I mean to say that the kind of player on the midfield that takes away the balls from.
I mean, we're talking about Portugal. Portugal plays with two defensive midfielders. So why do we need an additional De Roon? I think with Gravenberch, we could easily outplay their midfield with just playing football, technical football. And Juan, just to come up with the last part with regards to Dumfries, I know Dumfries is playing a terrific tournament, but if you look at the current formation, where he is mainly focusing on the attack instead of defense, I would rather put a winger on his position. And you can name Promes or Berghuis. I don't care who, but just try and say that a winger, because in that row you only play attacking football. So why not playing an attacker as a wing back, at least one? So for example, a right wing back. Because Dumfries scored some goals, but he also missed a lot of chances. We should not forget about it. We should not forget it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
But Sahbi, he was in the position to create those chances, though, and that's also a skill. Look, he can also track back and work hard on the defensive side, and that's something you won't see if you put, for instance, Berghuis. So, and you need both against stronger teams as well. I don't think he's going to get as many chances versus the bigger teams as we saw versus in the group phase, the teams in the group phase, but he can do both. So the Dutch squad is stronger for it.
No, but I mean, right now, taking into account the current situation, of course, Dumfries will always play, and he should play. But I'm just talking about at the first game of the tournament. If you play with wing backs who should mainly attack, then why put in defenders?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's talking about 3-5-2. He's saying I'm not playing 5-3-2. I'm playing 3-5-2. If you're talking about 3-5-2, you mean you're playing with 3 defenders. Now he's playing with literally 5 defenders.
Yeah, and it's 2 defenders that are coming mostly in the attacking position.
Exactly.
And it's not their skill. I understand that. Yeah.
So, but now taking into account the current situation, obviously Dumfries will play. He's in form. He's got that confidence. The Dutch national team has that confidence. So yeah, we will win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean we're growing. We're growing.
We're growing.
We're growing as
Italy and Germany were for me still the top tier teams. France is very dangerous on the counter attack.
Belgium is also great.
De Bruyne is still amazing.
Yeah.
So
Lukaku, Bruyne, wow.
Yeah, so anything can still happen.
Yeah.
But
let's hope they eliminate each other, so we can only focus on one.
I was just thinking, can you imagine that the Dutch squad lost from Turkey that didn't win anything?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's why I think everybody was so negative, because they lost they didn't put in good performances before this tournament.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's why they call it dark horse, because they've beaten the Netherlands, so they thought, okay, they can win the tournament.
Okay, guys, just to complete everything today, from an Ajax stance, I just want your opinion now on the Ajax players in the Dutch squad. Just quickly, I'll go with Papimento first.
Also ex-Ajax players or just
No.
Ajax players?
The ones playing Ajax right now.
Almost all players.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly. Half of the team.
Blind is amazing, to be honest. So yeah, defensively they have to work things out, but on the offensive side, he creates so much for you. So he's very important for the Dutch squad. Gravenberg, I wasn't impressed with yesterday. I hoped he would show a little bit more, so we would be clear about him instead of De Roon. I don't have that, so I think he was nervous, maybe. He's still young, you know. You never know with a young player what's happening. Then we have Timber. I think Timber is playing an excellent tournament. I just don't know why he's benched. I would never do that.
Who would you pick then?
I would know.
Would you pick them?
Yeah, I would put the Vrij on the bench, man. De Ligt,
No way.
Dumfries, and Blind.
No,
Yeah,
no
I wouldn't
way.
play with the Vrij.
No. I love
Yeah,
Timber,
I'm not a
but,
fan of the Vrij. He's a fine order anyway. Anyway. And let me see. Well, who else?
Maarten.
Oh, Maarten
Stekelenburg.
Stekelenburg. Yeah, I liked his Cruyff actie, you know, like against Macedonia.
His turn, yeah.
I mean, he has clean sheets. I think he's a good keeper for us going into the tournament. A lot of experience. A lot of people were bitching about him, not looking great, but it was still a clean sheet. And in a one-to-one position, you know, one-to-one situation, it's always difficult to stop a goal.
I mean, if you can stand in for Onana, then replacing Sillissen wouldn't be a problem either, right?
Exactly. And to be honest, like if you look at the goals, Yarmolenko had an amazing goal against Stekelenburg. I don't think any keeper would save that. The second goal from Ukraine was also a good header. Like I don't see another keeper saving that either.
True.
And people were complaining because he came into the offside position goals, you know, one-on-one, and he wasn't looking great. But one-on-one is always hard to save those. So yeah, I'm not gonna blame him for that.
All right. Did we miss any other player? No, right? These are the.
Quincy, no.
Quincy is off to Russia, bro. He's Russian.
Klaassen.
Klaassen, exactly. Your favorite player.
He's on the bench, right?
Yeah, we didn't see much of him, so we cannot really rate him now.
No, not at all.
Sahbi, anything you want to add?
Nothing. Well, only to praise Blind again. I mean, he came back from an injury, didn't play a lot of games, and still reached such a high level. Well, that's impressive. So that's one thing. And of course, we all know about his weakness, so we don't. I will not go deep into that. Timber, excellent, but still okay to be benched because we got. I mean, we got De Ligt. People were telling on Twitter that Timber should be playing instead of De Ligt. Even Van Basten was saying that. So yeah, no. I mean, De Ligt is one of the best defenders, so he should play. De Vrij is familiar with this system, with this formation. He did a great job up until now.
Hey, only Ajax players, not Feyenoord players or
no, but
players.
I was discussing the part why you thought Timber should play instead of De Vrij. So Stekelenburg, he's stable. He's doing a great job. Nothing negative or really positive about him.
One last thing, can we just discuss Frankie? Because he's ex-Ajax, but he gets us out of so much problems on that midfield. And you saw it yesterday. He goes out and then we start side passing the whole time because we cannot reach the midfield. But Frankie, man, world class. I enjoy him a lot. Top 5 midfielder.
For the build-up play, Blind and Frankie are crucial.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Frankie.
Guys, final question, quickly. And be realistic about this one. How far will we get into this tournament, into the Euro? Papimento, new thing.
Semi-final.
Sahbi?
Semi-final for sure. And with a bit of luck, we can win the tournament.